Alright, what have we got? Well, we have a dead pizza delivery guy. He's been shot, possibly by a professional, from a short distance from over there, which also provides the best way to escape. We don't know if it's hate crime or not. We don't know if it's for this particular guy or if another pizza delivery guy or just any person in general. And we don't know who shot them. We have a witness who saw the shooting. We have the lady the guy was delivering a pizza to. She heard the shootings shortly afterwards, after the pizza had been delivered. Yeah, most people would say it's a hate crime, but there's nothing to prove it. Especially as if it looks professional, and the assassin, the murderer, or whatever, they got away pretty quickly, pretty easily. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. No fingerprints, no footprints, nothing to lead us to who it may be. Also, the guy dropped his money on the floor. Well, tip. The lady claims that she paid over the phone, so this is the coins are probably just tip. Okay. I'm going to go and talk to the witness. Okay, I'm going to go back to forensics. Where's bloody Anderson when you need him? Oh yeah, they fired him because of all those crazy Sherlock Holmes theories back in 2014. Or 2013-14. Sherlock Holmes was here, he probably solved the mystery within a few days.
No girl can't tell me about my mother. 16 shots we go longer than a ladder. Them nothing talk but the real dada. Put body in a pot, them a bun like grabber. No boy can't diss me or my mother. Round here ain't safe, everybody need ammo. 16 shots we go shut out any bladder.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, and welcome to my review of Collateral Episode 1. Which I saw today. This is Thursday the 16th of March. Oh no! They weren't broadcasting on BBC One. Thank goodness for recording. Although mine did cut off a little bit of the first minute or so I might have to check that out on iPlayer. Typical. But it's only just some shots of the guys at the pizza restaurant. The pizza place, so not really much of a problem. And so, Collateral. Basically what happens, at least in the first episode, is a pizza delivery man, who is a Syrian immigrant, who's now managed to be able to deliver pizzas in South London, is shot dead after delivering a pizza to Karen Walker, played by Billie Piper, married to the ex-wife of politician and part of the Shadow Cabinet, what was his name? Frick, I've forgotten his name, but he's played by John Sim. And we see him a bit later on. He's having some problems. Mostly political. Or to do with someone. And so the Syrian refugee turned pizza delivery guy is shot dead after delivering the pizza by an unknown assassin, or at least unknown until a bit later on. Where it's revealed to be, spoiler alert, a army person, a army woman who seems to be working for somebody. So the case is soon picked up by a detective. Can't remember her second name. Her first name's Kit. Not Kit Marlowe. That's in Shakespeare and Hathaway. But Kit's her first name. I'm sure you'll have the names down below. But this detective, played by Carey Mulligan, is trying to work out what's happened to the pizza delivery guy. And they have some clues that lead back to his home, where he and his two sisters were living in a garage, basically. And somehow they've gotten to Syria to Britain, from Syria to Britain, and he's gotten the money to pay for a driving licence so he can go out as a delivery person. He has a motorbike, but he could have easily had a car one. But I don't know if that's explained. They just say driving license. And they also have a witness who is a Chinese girl who gives him a false name because she's on drugs and doesn't want to get into more trouble. And she's living with a LGBT vicar, played by Nicola Walker, I believe. And this is the non-political business John Sims' character has to deal with, is because she's kind of a legal immigrant at the moment herself. She had a student visa, but it's run out and he's signed on for another one. But for a tiny little bit of time, she is a legal immigrant, I believe, or illegally in the country, illegal citizen or something. So a little bit of an issue there. And that's another reason why she didn't want to go to the police. That and the fact she was on drugs for a little bit. Yeah, not everybody in this thing seems to be a bit flawed, apart from Carey Mulligan's character, who's pretty great at the moment. But I'm sure from the descriptions of the next 3 episodes, she's going to do some... she's going to break the rules to try and find out what's going on. So, see how that turns out. Billie Piper's character is not the best character either. Granted, she's a single mother with 2 kids and what looks to be like a house lady who, again, seems to be an immigrant from somewhere, presumably, or does come over, not British at least. Yeah, I think, is this trying to be a statement? And maybe this is an anti-immigrant message. It's because they certainly presume the murder as a hate crime, but the fact we know it's by a professional, later revealed to be an army person who's working for somebody, it looks like to be more than a hate crime. There's a bigger mystery going on, and it looks like it's going to lead to the heart of MI5, so the descriptions of the other 3 episodes say. And the fact that MI5 seemed to not be involved at this point in the investigation, because the police are saying usually MI5 gets involved with this sort of thing, but at the moment they're staying dead quiet. In the meantime, there's some more personal stuff, usually with John Sims' character, or the suspects. The victim's sisters are brought in for questioning. One of them doesn't speak, and the other one does, but the police don't quite get what they need. And also the same could be said for when they go to the shop. When they go to the pizza shop, they have a quick talk with the owner, who seems to be, towards the end of the episode, she's looking after a sick or dying mother, and then she goes out, she's a bit scared, she's a bit upset or something, and she's being followed by some people in a white or silver car. Yeah, silver car. I thought this was Britain, not Russia, because Russia's basically a police state, so I've heard. Problems we're having with Russia at the moment. It's not worth going into. Although, damn, I'd give them a bloody good rant if I did. And also, we see a victim could have been, basically, the assassin could have been waiting for the wrong person. It could have been a white dude who could have been the potential target, or it could have been the guy that actually did go out to do it. Because the guy who was supposed to do it's the lady at the shop, the pizza running place, gave it to him, the victim, because he hadn't done any pizza runs all night, as opposed to the other guy. She just changed her mind. Just that, so the assassin could have been waiting for the one who could have gone there, or he could have been waiting for that one, or any that turned up. So that's the possibility, because otherwise they were waiting for that exact person, or just some random victim, and not necessarily a pizza guy, a particular pizza guy, not necessarily a pizza guy at all. But we're only episode 1 in, so we're not sure yet. Although it's only 4 parts, so that's good, and they're hour-long ones, so yeah, that's okay. We also see the person who was supposed to do it, but didn't. He is apparent, maybe he goes round to see some people at the back of a pub or club, yeah, not back of a club, to tell them that the police are onto him, and he doesn't have any money for them, or drugs or something. He doesn't have anything for them, so they have to take him around the back and give him a beat up, and a very hard beat up. Probably break some bones, give him some. He bleeds a little bit. It's not the nicest scene, and you know it's going to happen. You know it's not. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. When they're saying, "I think we're going to need to take you round back," he's like, "Oh no, please don't. Come on, yeah." You know that they're going to beat him up. You know they are acting nice about it, and you know they're going to beat him up, and then you see it, and you're like, "Whoa, hold on a second. This is actually pretty bad. This is really bad." Yeah, but I think this is a 15 rated series anyway, so they could probably it's certainly post Watershed, so they were able to show a little bit more blood and physical violence. Yeah, these are very interesting stories. We've got the mystery, we've got the overall mystery that Karen Mulligan's character's solving. We've got the personal stuff with John Sim and Karen Walker's characters, the illegal immigrant stuff with the victim and his sisters, as well as the one with the Chinese girl. I presume she's Chinese, Asian certainly, and with her LGBT carer / lover, who is also a vicar, and their story, and the assassin's potential story, and the story with this guy and the guys at the club, and with the pizza shop girl. So there's a lot of stuff going along, and MI5 haven't even gotten involved yet. They probably will be as well. So we got several story threads all going along, with the mystery being the main one. The mystery of why the victim was killed. Not necessarily who killed him, because we find that out by the end. Or, in fact, who he was. We already know that. It's why. Why. And also the police having to find said killer. This is a different type of murder mystery where you know who has done it, but you don't know everything yet, and you have to wait for the police to play catch up. But if it's done well, it could be a pretty good catch up thing, and they delving deeper into the mystery to find out what's happening. It looks really good as well. It looks shot and edited really well. That fight, it has quite a few cuts, but that's to show the impact, and most of it looks really great. It's acted really well, particularly from Karen Mulligan and John Sim. They did a really great job with that, and Billy Piper does a great job of playing a pretty, not so nice character. You've got problems, but yes, but you can calm yourself down once in a while. And we haven't even got to the arguments yet. And I think Nicole Walker does a good job as the vicar lady. I want to see how that story goes down. At first I thought she was going to be the murderer, but then we saw the murderer actually be / assassin, actually walking around a little bit to change costume and clothes and all that, whilst Nicole Walker's vicar character was in bed waiting for her Chinese girl to come back, and that sounded so wrong. Also, fan love fair, the assassin goes to Waterloo Station to change, and then gets trained down to the army base. Also, the 4 main characters in this film, Karen Mulligan's detective, John Sim's politician, Billy Piper, and Nicole Walker, they've all been in Doctor Who, which is always great. Karen Mulligan was in Blink as Sally Sparrow. John Sim was the Master in the 10th Doctor's era, and in Not Twice Upon a Time, Well Enough Time the Doctor Falls. And Billy Piper was Rose Tyler, and Nicole Walker has been a companion in the 8th Doctor Big Finish audios. I don't remember which character, but she's certainly been in some recent ones, Doom Coalition ones at least. But yeah, she was definitely a companion in the 8th Doctor audios. Certainly Doom Coalition series, some of them. So I think if I got the right character, the right actress. Don't think I know anybody else. I think that's where it ends. For ones I know at the moment, there might be some others later on. But for ones I know, those 4 certainly have been in Doctor Who or Big Finish. In Nicole Walker's case, some Doctor Who Big Finishes. Big Billy Piper has also been in some Big Finishes, but in terms of TV, the main 3 have been in the TV episodes, and the last one and one other have been in audios. So that's nice. It's basically like how Broadchurch pretty much has every other main character being in Doctor Who once in a while, like David Tennant, Olivia Colman, Arthur Darvill, Eve Miles, and now Jodie Whittaker is being counted now. So yeah, I haven't seen Broadchurch. Not at all. So yeah, Collateral looks really great. I think the political story is pretty much going to be important to this mystery, and how politics could shape murder mysteries. What's the secret? Well, I hope to find that out in the next 3 episodes. Hey guys, Nick from the future here, future of the Nick recording the review. I've actually changed my mind on the score. I originally gave it a 9 out of 10, and you're going to see that clip and the explanation in the bloopers. But I decided to put it back down to 8, which is, like with Black Panther, I wasn't certain to give it 8 or 9. With Black Panther it went to a 9. With this one it did go to a 9, but now I've decided to go to an 8. In fact, I think I thought maybe should go to an 8 after I'd done it, but job was done. But now I've decided to put it back down to 8. So Collateral episode 1 gets 8 out of 10.
You gotta be better than a King Stony. This my mother, then your skin start bleed. So don't bother mess with my mommy, with my mommy, with my mommy. If I take your bad, say you better than she. If the gaga bark, long time them don't eat. Rap on, pop off, make you move like freak. They say them a gangster, but so is mommy. They gon' put hands on the chick.
Yeah. The reason being, well, it's an 8 because it's a very good story. It's got some very good characters. The setup's really good. We've got quite a few stories to follow for the next 3 episodes. Although some digging into the story, without spoiling anything, seems like it's not going to be so... it's going to go so well, but stay tuned, we'll find out. And... yeah. But it wasn't perfect. It was basically an hour of event happens at the start, build up, build up, build up. Some stuff happens, but mostly build up and what is going on. So, because it's 4 parts and hour long each, then it's understandable that the first one would be build up, build up, build up. It's basically like classic Doctor Who. The first one is usually the setup. So, generally classic Doctor Who episodes are 4 parts. 25-minute episodes, or you'd have the 2-minute, 45-minute episodes like in Colin Baker's era, or the new series when they do the 2-parters. It's a bit like that, except these ones are now hour long, so a bit more like Torchwood, Children of Earth, or Miracle Day, except 4 episodes instead of 5 or 10. Excuse me. Though to be honest, those ones would probably be very similar in a similar structure. But they've got more episodes to deal with the situation. So basically, build up, build up, build up. Some stuff happens. That's basically what episode 1 is, but it does it pretty well. Very good characters, very good acting, very good story, mystery blooming. Some of the other stuff is pretty interesting. Want to see what happens and what else is developing. So, yeah, but I don't think it's quite as good as I thought it had been. When I gave that 9 score. Like with Black Panther, I didn't think it was that high, and then I gave it the highest score when... didn't think it was that high when watching it, and then gave it the highest score on Reflection, even though Reflection was on a similar level. I don't know, I'm just crazy like that. Excuse me. But with this one, I thought... doesn't quite cut it at 9, actually. It looks nice. it's all very well done, but maybe because it's so much setup, maybe it should be lowered down to an 8 instead of a 9. So that's why it's an 8 out of 10 now. It was 9, but now it's 8. So back to Past Me to wrap up and update and stuff, and then more on to the bloopers after the review, the end titles, unless they're so long that they've got to be in there in separate videos. So back to Past Me. So yeah, it's done really well. Story's great. Characters are pretty good, most of them. They're all acted well. Sure, the one who's playing the sister of the victim had to be very, very quiet and not barely do anything but look scared or sad, because she has nothing to say, she has nothing to do. So she's either very good, or they didn't get someone very good at all. But you'd have to be very good not to do anything, or not so good. The other one was pretty good as well, for what she had to do. So, yeah, that's Collateral episode 1. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good setup. Very good. I might be praising it a bit too much. But then again, I thought maybe I wasn't. Maybe on Black Panther's case, I was worried. I wasn't so enjoying it that much, but then I gave it a 9 out of 10. So maybe, like with that, maybe I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought as I would later think I had, or would later give the score of. So, I'll see you next time for Collateral episode 2. That should be the next review, at least, for the series. I don't know about overall, but it probably will be the next one. Although, next video could be the Doctor Who Series 10 ranking. I think that one will be next, and then on to Collateral episode 2. And then obviously 3, and then 4 a little bit later on. And then we should have the Shard of Steel book shortly afterwards. We'll see. Yeah. So, thank you for watching my review of Collateral episode 1. See you next time.
No girl can't tell me about my mother. 16 shot, we go longer than a ladder. Them nothing talk, but they real done dada. Put body in a pot, them a bun like grabber. No boy can't diss me or my mother. Round here in sight, everybody need armor. 16 shot, we go shut her in the bladder.
In the meantime, I give Collateral episode 1 9 out of 10. Yep, 9 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. I was considering 8, like with Black Panther, but I just thought, you know what, it's a pretty good setup. It's got some great characters. Excuse me, same as Black Panther. I still got recording Black Panther review. I'm still got a cold. Alright, what do we have? Shit. Alright, what do we have in it? What have we got? Alright, what do we got? What do we have? What have you got? What have we got? Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne YouTube channel.